I wanted the word cuppa, as in cup of tea. I thought it would be great to mix with hug. When I saw the domain.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, क्या ये वाली आप देख रहे हो, बता देता हूँ उसके कर लेना है। उसके बाद आप उसके YouTube का सेटअप ऑलरेडी डाल दो, तो इसके यहाँ से स्ट्रीमिंग जाएंगी। लेकिन आप अब आपको यह ऐड नहीं, तो हम यहाँ आप इसे रीड के बाद ओके कर दो। यहाँ से को यहाँ से लेना है, आप देख रहे हो इसके आगे 4 का दूसरा स्टार्ट करो, कंट्रोल में जाना है। आपका YouTube का प्लेटफॉर्म पर लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग कर सकते हो, अच्छी क्वालिटी में, बेहतरीन क्वालिटी में एक साथ लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग कर सकते हो। अगर आपका OBS स्टूडियो से रिलेटेड कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो, कोई भी क्वेरी हो, आप कमेंट बॉक्स में कमेंट करके पूछ सकते हो। आज के वीडियो में इतना ही दोस्तों, मिलते हैं अपने नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। तब तक के लिए जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम।
We're using OBS for a very long time, or we just started using
Yes. Okay, what about now? Tell me if there's like audio. What about now? I think I'm checking everything. I know people on YouTube said it and then on Facebook. Okay. Now we should be good, right? Holy crap, dude. I've been talking and rambling. No, it's all right. All right, I'll make it quick. So they're going to they want to develop this side right here north of Walmart. They're going to have a Quick Star gas station right here on that corner of Princeton. Dude, it's okay. It's cool. No problem. The freaking problem is that if you live up here on these houses, you can't, it's a pain in the ass to cross. And that's fine. And then, there was another meeting before that. They were talking about it. And then I kind of went up there and I said, well, why don't you guys have like another entry right here? But it's not the city's fault. It's not Jose Dominguez. Jose Dominguez is amazing. He's the city engineer. Call him up. He's top notch. But they say it's the state. I'm like, what the hell, man? It's the state. It's not same thing. It's not the gas station's fault. It's just blah blah blah. I hear there's a bunch of accidents. Over the summer, a friend of mine, she got into an accident right here. Nothing bad happened. Just the van got totaled. But anyways, they're trying to figure out stuff. Right here also, I saw it. There's a little pole right here. And then a few weeks ago, they had this, I don't know if it was like a sensor or a camera. I saw it. And I found out today, yeah, it was the DOT. They put that stuff up there to like sense cars. They kind of try to keep it like hush hush. If I would have known that, I would have posted it so I could keep going back and forth. Anyways, we'll see what happens. I thought today we were going to talk about more about that stuff, but yeah, because they didn't live stream it because it wasn't like a city council meeting, nothing like that. So it's fine. So I won't go too much on that, but lately I was posting these like videos on the rent and the houses, bro. Man, and I was posting some polls on Facebook too. Cause I'm kind of, they say there's a housing crisis everywhere. I know that here in town, same thing, but, for sale. Yeah. Hey, this one's up for sale. That one's kind of not newish. I follow this stuff and I'll check back on a Facebook post if I can find it. One of the polls. I should probably look for it. I should have been more prepared. Anyways, these houses are way too fucking expensive, dude. Way too expensive. And maybe it's just me. So look, I'm 30. My parents bought their house. It's just like back in Tolman, Texas. It's like a 1,400 square foot house on, one floor. Because y'all guys got basements, which is pretty cool. And there was just a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. So for me, when I see houses with a basement, and especially with like another bathroom, I'm like, dang, y'all guys are living it up. Anyways, I think they bought it like in '99 for like $60,000. And then stupid COVID hit, and now everything's too freaking expensive. Anyways, on one of the polls, I'll look for it. I put, hey, is it 100 or what's affordable? Less than 150,000, 150 to 250, 350 to 450, blah blah blah. 30% of your income, it's your, basic stuff. And most people, the majority said 150 to 250. Yeah, it's okay-ish. More people, or the second option was less than 150. These houses are way too expensive, dude. Look at that. Like, check this out. I know I gotta check like the square footage and the bedrooms and all that crap. So, okay, this one's okay-ish. $189. I don't know what's wrong with it though. So I forget that some of these houses are old. $159 for two bedroom, 1 bath. And these are just old houses, man. Like, these are old. But like, I'll talk about. Let me bring up these. Find some like new construction, because that's what they say. They say, okay, we need to build more houses, man. More houses, whatever, multifamily. I really don't give a crap how they do it. Same thing. These new houses. I might talk about my situation. Like, look, sure, it might be beautiful. I think, who's this? I think this one's AMS. It's over there in Bliss Point. This is like an average house, 1,600 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It looks decent. It actually looks nice. Nice neighborhood. 3-car garage. Not bad. The inside, looks beautiful. Only thing I would complain is that I'm not a fan, and I apologize, having a TV above the fireplace. That's not. TV's too high. Has to be sitting distance. I don't want to have neck problems like when I was playing at Walmart, Nintendo 64 and GameCube like that. Anyways, it's a decent size. Nothing special. The kitchen is, I would say it's fine. Actually, it's a nice kitchen. So the stuff looks good. But also, you got to be careful, because I know what they do on these pictures, because I've seen it. They make them look nice, but, they want to sell it. Kitchen, bedroom, pantry, shower. It's a nice house. But look at that. $400,000, man. Like, I don't know who it's catered to. But that's probably, it's not the builder's fault. It's not their fault. They're catering to, whoever's supply and demand. But how do you get these prices down? And I think I'm trying to find that poll. Betty Smith, she's a nice lady. She said something about TIFs. I don't understand it, but she said something about new construction, 1,000 square foot home, 325,000 and up. I'm like, damn, dude, that is expensive. Could those TIFs bring it up or down 10%? I don't know, but even let's just say 300,000. This is how I use my. This is what I use. Man, dude, these freaking houses, dude. So the average person is gonna do 3 or 30 years. Let's just put it at 6.5%. 300,000. I'll just say it. Most people don't have a 20%. There's no way. If you are financially, fine and everything, sure, you have enough. But the average person, they'll get that first-time home buyer, whatever you think. It's like 5%. So let's just put 5%. Let's say you have 15,000 down. Then you gotta pay PMI, and look at this is your. Oh yeah, let me take this off though. This is just estimate. I don't know how property taxes work, or how much they are here, but look. Principal and interest around $1,800. PMI to whatever. Look, and property tax, home insurance. Then you got your utilities. Who's gonna afford that? There's no freaking way. And then you got like these other houses, and they are probably beautiful houses. I think this one's also AMS. I don't think this one's Mar Brothers. It's like the same one, maybe more cheaper, but it's a duplex. You're paying for half a house for $359. This is, I think it's nuts. It's way too crazy. And then you got these townhomes, and it's fine. You got more options. I'm okay with options. Maybe they're not catered for families or first-time home buyers. They'll probably find someone, because here most people rent. So they're probably not catered to the average person. But look at that. This $389, $394, they're $2,000, but they're also like probably like $1,000 on the first floor and $1,000 on the second floor. And they're also all together. I think it's like 4 or 5 or 6 of them. Man, it's just, they're insane, dude. Like who I know they're building these houses, but I don't know who they're catered to. And that's one thing I've been discussing. Is there a solution? Is it the builder's fault? No. Because, like, for example, I've talked to, I think, mostly, like, Mar Brothers, like Nick and them. I think Nick's cool. I'm trying to get him, we're working on getting him on the podcast. But if I was a builder, you know, he's just building for, you know, supply and demand. Let's say he builds the nice houses. If he could find someone to buy it, you know, that's what he's going to do. So there's no issue on that. And I don't know how the profit margins are, so maybe they make a little bit more with the more expensive houses. So as a builder, why would you want to build, you know, the smaller houses? Maybe yes, maybe no. There's another builder I was talking to on Discord or messaging in Sioux Falls. He says that he could get those houses in his development. Same thing, they're a little more smaller. I think around 1,600, if I remember right, square foot. He could get them for like $315, a little under $315, if I remember right. But he says that it's because a lot of people, it's the regulations and the rules, codes. Because he said back in the day, years ago, you didn't need a garage. You didn't need, you know, this type of thing or an office or this and that and blah, blah, blah. And that's probably what's happening now. I don't know how it is in Vermilion. I might talk to Alex. He's the inspector. Or just check on codes. Because maybe, like for me, if I wanted a brand new house, I'm fine with one floor. Actually, that's 1,600 square foot house. Actually, that one's fine. That one's fine. Now, do I need a tiled glass shower? No, not me. I don't need that crap. Do I need the most, you know, I don't know, do I need marble countertops? No, just give me the freaking cheap stuff, the laminate. You know, you start, I think that's what a starter home is. You start kind of small, and then you'll build up from there. That's why it's called starter home, I think. Does someone need like a 3-car garage? Maybe. I don't know. Get like a carport. Where I live, or my parents' house, we had a garage, super tiny, but it wasn't really a garage. It was stuff where we stored, and it was like, I swear, it's like 5 foot, just 5 foot deep. Because it was back in the 60s, I think, it was converted to like a dining or something like that. So these houses are just too damn expensive. And then there's one house, if I could, sometimes I can find it, sometimes I can't. Let me show you it. And it's right here. There it is. This house right here. So this is the one that's north of Walmart where they're kind of developing, which is also having those issues with that Highway 50. This house is, man, so it's on an acre. Fine, the land. I'm familiar with this area. You know, the land is, and I've seen the property. You could check all this stuff like on Beacon, you could find anything on the internet. It's like roughly $30,000, the land. That's me. Anyways, this house, it's pink. I've seen it. It's one of those like spec homes. The inside, same thing. It does look kind of nice. One thing I didn't notice until someone pointed it out to me is the floor. It's not LV, or it's not the what do you call it, LVP? Or whatever you call that crap. It's not hardwood. It looks like it's epoxy. I don't know why. Usually that's mostly for like a garage. I don't know if it's cheaper, more expensive, this and that. But this one's same thing. It's around 1665. This there's no way, man. This is way too expensive. $500,000. This one was on my video. Almost $500,000 home. Nah, there's no way. You could get like some for that price in Vermilion. I might as well move over here to this area. I think it's called Rolling Hills. Now, see, Rolling Hills, if you guys want like a good place for trick-or-treating, hit up that place. They give the best. They give you like the big candy. Take your kids there. But see, like these houses, these are giant houses. Like, this one is actually that was a friend of mine, his house. Yeah, that was Paul's house. See, that house is probably worth that much. Well, yeah, it is, because they sold it for that. This house is three floors. So that right, a second floor, and then it has a walkout basement. It's gigantic. Is it 2 acres? Nah, it's not 1.3. I think it's like, it has to be like 1.5 or 2. But these houses, yeah, they're worth it. Maybe. See, like this one, $450. Why would I pay $450 for the other one? For just a 3-bedroom. It's on a slab. I forgot to tell you that. If you could pay $450 for this one, and also in a neighborhood that's more developed, it's just, I don't know. It's just me. But going back to the house things, like if I was putting that same thing, that house that was $350, you got $2,800 a month. And that's with only a 5%. Sure, okay, let's say you have that 20%. Let's just say it. You got $70,000. You're ignoring that PMI. You're still paying around $2,200 a month. It's insane. And it's not Vermilion's fault. Well, I don't know. It's not. I say fine. If a developer wants to develop something, then have less rules on it, less regulations, or whatever you call it. For example, over there in Jolly, they took down Jolly. Where is it? Right, Sanford right here. Yeah, I think this is Jolly. They haven't I don't think they updated it yet. They took all this stuff down. They're gonna make I think it was like 14 lots. They're selling them now. I think they are. But the rules, if I remember right, and this was the same as Bliss Point, you purchase the property, let's say same thing, like $30,000. It would be smart if you could pay for that land and then save a bunch of money in 4, 5, 6, 10 years, and then you could build your house. But the rule is you got to buy it, and then in 1 or 2 years you have to develop it. And I know why the town does that, because they don't want people to just kind of like hoard it. They want growth, they want development. But the only people that could afford that would be the builders like AMS and Mart Brothers, and it's not their fault. They're just it's their business, so they're fine with that. It's not their fault. And it's the same thing that's going on over here, and no, that's Bliss Point, right where that new law county jail thing. I've seen it's already been up for sale, and I think my brothers bought some. I don't know, honestly, because I've been looking for all this stuff. It's just going to be too expensive. I think these houses, anywhere, they're not going to go down. There's no way. Houses always go up. And then it's just, there's so much demand. There's just so much demand. Because also they can say, oh, well, interest rate drops. Well, if the interest rate drops, for example, this one. Okay. Someone's selling the house. Let's say they're selling a house for $350. And they say interest rate drops to that stupid percent, to 2%. You'll be like, okay, $1,400. No. Now everyone's all like, oh, I could buy a house. That seller's gonna be like, hey, let me mark it up to like maybe $400. Oh, there's someone else. Maybe I could get that $450. Because for someone else, they'll be like, oh, well, they're just looking at the payment, $1,800. The price is gonna go up. That's how it works. It's just, I think, and this one's too extreme, the cheapest way for someone to have a house, like a nice house, I think, you have to build it. You have to be your own contractor. And I'm familiar with that because I had to do that stuff. And it's the thing is, it's a pain in the ass. But you could get a house, I swear. They'll say it costs $450. You could bring it to like around $238, and then get your finishes, 300. You could save like around 100 and between 100 and 150,000. But who has time for that? Because that means you have to work. You have to work because, being your own contractor, it takes up your whole time. And then you get the loan if you don't have it, or if you want to get a loan, they're going to check on that with the bank. It's a pain. And that's just only Vermilion, man. I don't know. The other places like Sioux Falls there's more options, and I think that's what it is. There's more options. I know people kept saying, well, it's because we need more multifamily homes and this and that, but I don't know. I don't want to do that though. I don't want to live in a duplex. I don't want to live like in a multifamily home. I bet most families don't want that. So the only option might be rent. Also, Andy, keep in mind property taxes. The calculator you're estimating some pretty low figures. Workforce. Ooh, snap! I didn't even see that. See, I don't know the percentage. Oh man, dude, these. Well, you can pull it up too. Let me see if I can find it on Beacon. If you guys want to look up houses, property values and all that in town, go to Beacon, hit up South Dakota, and then same thing, go to Clay County, property search. I'm telling you, this is legal because it's all on the internet and it's all public. Because you could type in people's names, but let's just say, let me just pull up one in Bliss Point because those are nice houses. I'll just pull up. I don't know, this one. I don't even know what it looks like. Copy that there. Oh, that didn't pop up. There it is. House, roughly valued at $428. Actually, is it on Zillow? And if this is your house, I'm very sorry. Okay, it won't show. That's Zillow's estimate, and this is the value, I think, of the county. In 2025, $428. And their property taxes, right here. Taxes owed, $9,000. So you were right. The property taxes are way more expensive up here. They are way more expensive. Damn, dude, I didn't even see that. So it was built around 2020. Okay, that does make sense because that was the value of the land, because that's what they were selling for, 2324. 2024, 380. And then a year later, 428. I don't even know what 2026 is going to be. So another thing, I don't know if I'm bringing politics or all that stuff before, because elections are coming up in Vermilion. So we got John Cole. He's going to be here, or he's going to be running again. And then Kevin O'Kelly, I talked to him today. I think he's going to make it official on Friday. So both of them are going to be running. Now, is the mayor going to control whatever mayor you pick? Are they going to fix it? I don't think so. It's because that's why you got your city council. That's why you got your other people and blah, blah, blah. So one person's not going to fix anything. It's like now with the president. Whatever president you pick, technically it's not going to do anything. Oh, and you know what kind of sucks? I live in the county, so I live barely off the city, so I can't vote for Vermilion stuff like city council, which makes it fine because I kind of have a plan with a candidate debate that I want to do. I have the idea, and I'll be non-biased. I think both candidates will be fine. Those are the only ones I know. If there's other people, same thing. I'll check up on them. But now with the South Dakota, what's going on? So I don't even know if I want to go on Reddit. That one's wild. I might have to. Let me see if John Cole put that thing on there. If not, it's fine. They were talking about the taxes a little bit. Property taxes, and I agree. In town, it's just really high. But if you're the city, you need revenue. You need revenue. The only revenue you're going to get is like your taxes. For me, I'm more of a less, I don't know what you call it, just less government stuff. I say, oh, for example, I'll give you an example. If you guys hear like in Sioux Falls with like the data centers and all that stuff, so because I've been catching up on it, the people in Sioux Falls are angry because people want to build some data centers. I remember I was talking to Sydney Davis about it. Because all this AI stuff is coming out and all that. I like AI a lot. I use it all the time. I'll go into it. Anyways, I know people are concerned about the water, electricity, this and that. I think the biggest concern is that it is that energy use. Because if you're going to put data centers, let's say in Sioux Falls, okay, that's fine. The surrounding areas, because the data centers are going to use a bunch of resources. And they'll give them a tax break, which is, if you want to give a tax break, it's fine. I really don't care. But will that affect the people there? Like, for example, if they put a data center here in town, let's say they did that here in town, and they give them a tax break. They're going to use up so much water, so much electricity. Would the surrounding people, would those companies charge those people? I think so. So that's the fight. Because also they're saying, the data centers, they're going to generate a bunch of jobs and this and that. No, they're not. It'll probably generate maybe 30. It's just remote. But anyways, in town, I think in Vermilion, I don't know. It's because it's a thing with the university. I don't know. I'm more of a less tax guy. So I'd rather have like less taxes on everything. But I don't know what they got to do. They got to generate revenue, but I don't know. I saw a post someone said, they said, or one of the solutions is just don't be poor. Quit being poor. So I was like, oh man, I didn't think about that. But so if houses aren't going to come down, which I don't think they are, then you got to make more money. Now, how do you make more money? You got to get those high paying jobs. But where are you going to find those high paying jobs though? Especially around here. Okay, sure, you could travel to Sioux City, Sioux Falls, but let's say you don't have all that luxury. Because most people just want to live close. You got the university. That's your number one employee. And then I think after that, it has to be, I think it's Walmart, Masaba, Polaris, then Hy-Vee and all that. And then you got your smaller stuff. And I don't know. Because also, I work at the university. I'm not a professor or nothing. I just do like admin stuff. So my pay's not that. It's not even that high at all. I make less than 50. If and it's a state job, those raises, they're not gonna give them those big raises or nothing like that. It's a government job, and everyone's replaceable. So what you got to do next? Well, maybe Masaba. I heard they pay good. If you're, I know they're looking for welders. I forgot what other ones too. Maybe working at the hospital. Maybe if you're a nurse, that'd be a good one. But besides that, not many places. I know like a lot, restaurants. Actually, if you work in restaurants, maybe tips. But also we have a high poverty rate. That's something I don't know. I don't know why there's a high poverty rate in Clay County. I need to look that up. Like why? Like talk to these people. Or people that are, I don't know if they're just lower income. But like why? Like, is it the job? Is it the spending? Because also, this is something me and my wife talk about because she has a different view since she's from Mexico. She lived in like, like poverty, and my dad too. So she has a different view. So she always wonders, she's like, is it, why don't people just work more, this and that? But I don't know. I don't know how it works here. I've never been in that situation in a lower income. I mean, of course, like when I started, the first 2 years here, during COVID, it was just me, and I was making like $15. It was just me working, And then one thing about it is, I think, because I remember after people say, hey, why don't you do like, why don't you apply for those social whatever services? But it was during that time when we're adjusting to those, what do you call it, like the green card and everything. And I'll tell you guys something. Back in Texas, because there's a bunch of people that don't have papers, they do not grab like government help at all, because you're trying to stay, down, low key. But I guess you can. I don't know. I didn't do it. I didn't want to. I'd rather not, because I don't know. Because I feel like if you're a judge and you're going through the process, you're like, oh, okay. So you want to have your wife to have be a resident. Oh, but it looks like you can't. You need help and government help. No, we can't do that. That's what I thought. I don't know. I didn't ask for help. Food pantry though. I gotta give that shout out, man, to the United Way. This organization, man, I'm telling you, this place they helped us that first year with I guess it is a food pantry. And I didn't know about the welcome table. I should have known that earlier on. Because that first year we went to the food pantry, and there was so many times I would come home and man, I would kind of like tear up just a little bit because I feel embarrassed. I'm like, why, I should be supporting my family, but I can't do this. But now everything's fine. But they do help out a lot. Especially, I think they even helped out too with that. I think that family that had that house burned down. Actually, the whole community here in town is actually really good, especially when we had our stupid house problem. Community is wonderful. I don't know why I always hear about the division stuff. I see it on like Facebook, on Twitter, Reddit. People just arguing about stuff around here. But when people get together, it seems like everyone's friendly. I heard something. But yeah, I think everything's this town's really cool. Really friendly people. Something that's lacking though, I think, is that daycares. Those daycares in town, I can't find any. I mean, as in, there's a daycare around here. There's another one, the Pulse of Light. They got a daycare, but I think there's more. But if someone's looking for in-home daycare, I can't find it. In-home daycare, Vermilion. Because so my son was born. Later on, we need a daycare. Some of these places are expensive, like $1,000 for a month. I'm like, dang man, that's for some people that's like half their paycheck. But I guess that's what it is. Something that did help a lot is the Boys and Girls Club. That thing is amazing. I complained about it because we were paying for it, and of course, when I'm paying and stuff isn't going right, I'm not gonna like it. There was one time, I think they changed it, or I don't know if they changed it, but it was it over the summer or two? No, I think it was 2 years ago. I think the staff has changed too. In Boys and Girls Club, my daughter said that it was the summer. She came home and she said that for 3 hours. I think 3 hours, all they did was just stay on their desk. No reading, nothing like that. And I think she said because some kids were causing trouble, so they did that. I was like, really? And then we talked to, we brought it up to one of the staff members, and she said, I don't know who it is. She's not there no more. And she said that, oh, no. It wasn't 3 hours. It was 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm like, oh, there you go. That makes it better. My bad. I didn't know that. And then I talked to another person that was running it, and she didn't know about that. And she said, no, She said, so you guys should have told us. I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was a normal thing. But nowadays with that Boys and Girls Club, especially now it's free, depending on, I guess, what tier. That thing has helped a lot. And I think even Larry Brady, I think he even he donated. Larry Brady, I did an episode. I need to upload it. I think in 2 weeks I'll upload it. Or is it next week? I didn't know he owns like half the town. But he's a nice guy. One thing, kind of like a spoiler thing. He gave good advice for business. So Larry Brady said, if you're in a business, if you have your own business and you're not making money in the first 2 years, get out. Try something else. Because if you're not making it in those 2 years, you're probably not going to make it in the next 3 or 4, whatever years. So good advice. But he says, pick any, do something. His story, how he got here is amazing. I loved it. I love that stuff. I'm looking at Plain Talk to see what else they were talking about. This was a good thing too with the community, with the Taggarts. I forgot what cancer she has. Ovarian cancer. But see how the community steps up? That stuff is cool. That's why I haven't had any problems with anyone, except one guy. But he doesn't even live here in town. I'll explain maybe later on that. Someone that's listening, I know you know who it is. But I think everyone's great. The sports is great. The USD. I'll tell you one thing. What I like about USD is the people working. Everyone's great. USD is great, or the people working there. I work with amazing people. My boss, his name's Dr. Hubert. He's amazing. He's great. Lucy, I work with Lucy. She's cool. Everyone's great. Students are great. Everyone's cool. The only thing I hear is that the town caters to the university a lot, which some say it's good, some say it's bad. Some say it's good because they're the ones that bring people to the town, which I think it is true. They do bring people to this town with the sports, with everything, with the students. That's why, the bars are making bank sometimes, especially on D-days. But what if the university moves? And no lie. So I got to say this. I work at the university, but I don't represent the university. I think you got to say something like that. So years ago, because I was before I started the podcast, I was talking to people. I wanted to learn more about the town. And then they said, I was curious. I was like, hey, what if the university moves? Now, there's people that would say, no, it wouldn't move. I remember there's some people in the city government, nice people though. They said, no, it wouldn't move. The university wouldn't do it. But guess what? Sanford, or the med school, they're moving. Med school, USD moves. And there's a story now and all that stuff. Med school is moving to Sioux Falls. Now, I work at the med school, so, I just, I moved in to a house. There's, my wife, I don't know when this was announced, but she's pregnant or she's already pregnant. And then I hear that they're moving. I'm like, oh man, what the hell? Anyways, they said that the law school years ago was going to move. And I think they were. This is the inside. This is where the rumors, inside info is, because I hear a bunch of stuff. But it's the same track. The law school is going to move, but I think they got backlash, like public backlash. So they said no. Med school moves, or wanting to move. And I was checking Sioux Falls. Of course, Sioux Falls is happy. Sioux Falls is growing. They're happy about it. Students are happy because the ones that have to go up and down, now they don't have to drive up here or down here. For us, I actually hate it more because I work. I don't want to drive to Sioux Falls. But, Jose, pick another job. Yeah, okay, I'll pick another job if that happens. I'm not going to drive. There's no way. There's no way. But I'm just saying it's very inconvenient. But look what happened. They said no. Now, because we had a meeting at the university with HR, and I always ask questions. I feel like I'm gonna get fired sometimes if I'm just asking questions. I say, hey, what happens if or was this like the first steps to other departments moving? Of course they're like, no one's gonna move. Well, no one's gonna move, but you guys said you guys said this place isn't gonna move either. Just be honest, man. Like, I'll give credit to Dean. No, not Mahan. It was Ridgway. I think he's the dean of the med school. It's in Sioux Falls though, or dean of the med school. Is it? There's 2 deans. Whatever. He's the head guy. Actually, he was honest. I like that. I like it when people are honest. He was saying that I asked him. I said, "What's the backlash like?" And he said, "Honestly, in town, not that positive." Like, makes sense. Of course, why would it? I even talked to some doctors. They don't like it either. I guess there's a bunch of history. I don't know too much about the history. But the plan is they want to move it 2027. I've heard some stuff. I can't confirm it. That now it got pushed back to 2028. It's because there's no plan. There's absolutely no plan. There's no what do you call it? There's no building yet, because they want to move some of the people to the researchers to the Sanford research. But that's a whole nother thing. I know some of the researchers aren't too thrilled about it. Some of the theories is, oh, it's Sanford taking over. And then some of the people say, oh no, Sanford and Avera, they're working together. And then other ones like, no, Avera. I have no idea. I think they did it. I think they announced it too soon. Sioux Falls is growing. The mayor also announced it. The governor. Oh man, dude. So, let me see. South Dakota elections. I mentioned elections are coming up. This year will be more local elections. 2028, you'll have statewide elections and all that crap. For governor, you have there's what's that guy's name? Oh, if I can find it. No, it's not that. There was a Democrat running for governor, a kid. I was gonna get him on the podcast, and then he had to change his mind for scheduling issues. I think he's the only Democrat because the rest are Republicans. I think the Republicans gonna win. It's a red state. It's just. And I'll tell you my views. So I'm registered. Honestly, I'm registered independent. I voted for in 2020? I voted for Biden, and then the last election I voted for Trump. Both years were a shit show, so I probably will not vote because every time I vote for something gets screws up. So, my bad. No, I'll probably vote for. I don't know. I don't know. Whoever's gonna do it. Actually, I should just go on Google. Because I'm keeping up with like it's named Dusty and all them. They're running. But you have South Dakota elections 2028 candidates. There they are. So you guys have. Why aren't they showing up? I guess I can't find it no more. No, these are legislative. I feel like I'm not going to find it. Whatever. But either way, you guys got Dusty Johnson. I had Dusty on. Dusty was different. Not in a bad way. It's because when I had him, so at least he answered. Everyone else, I tried to get, I asked Roden, Kristi Noem, who are the other senators or congressmen? I asked them. Luckily, this guy answered, and it's probably his people, but they only gave me 30 minutes, which is weird. Usually, like on my podcast, I have like an hour. And it was fine. I did at the Main Street Inn, Carson's place. Thank you, Carson, for letting me, and Courtney for letting me use that place. But usually, you know, I joke around a lot, especially on the podcast. It's more conversational. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a news guy. I get my stuff wrong all the time. So, anyways, in the beginning, if you guys ever like watch it again, I mentioned something about, because he's in Congress, government. So I'm like, hey, you know, aliens, as in like UFOs. I'm like, hey, since you're in government and all that, you know, do you know about the alien secrets or alien info, stuff like that? And he was like, what? And I explained it, and he said something about, oh yeah, this whatever, they're probably true. I don't know. I feel like he didn't get the joke. I don't know, but a lot of people say he's very, you know, he talks like a politician. I don't know, and he did talk like that for a little bit. I'm gonna say like 3/4 of the way, but then the last quarter he started opening up. But I only had 30 minutes, so it was like 25 minutes of that, and then the rest was not that great. So that wasn't fun. And then Christine, oh man, dude. So, oh, there they are. Larry wrote in. See, I don't know too much about these people. Some people are like, vote for him. I'll see. Same thing. I don't know who the Democrat ones are. And it's his name Aaron? Nah, I don't know. Also, funny thing, I don't know if you guys know this. I think the last thing they said Clay County is blue. I think not anymore. Right now, it is like light pinkish. Let me see what's going on. But, oh yeah, with Christian Nome, I was talking about, because you guys know about that stuff that's been going on with Minneapolis. I think even today at 7, over there by the Platts, they had, what was it? Oh yeah, Toby. Yeah. They had what's that guy's name? Oh no, they had a memorial candlelight thing. I think who organized it? I think it's Leslie Garish. I think she organizes some of this stuff. She's very into the politics. But oh yeah, that stuff with Christine Nome. She's head of, what is she? Security of Homeland, whatever she is. So my opinion is, I had this question asked not the Saturday that passed, but the other Saturday. Because you know how, in this area, I'm a little different. I'm a minority. I'm Mexican American. I'm Hispanic. Whatever. Doesn't mean that, and it's all cool. I have no problem. I have no problem with no one. But he asked me, a friend of mine, he said, hey, you know, you're not European descent, but what's your opinion on the ICE stuff? I gave my answer, and then I was thinking about it. And I don't have like an answer, because my thoughts are, my thoughts with like the ICE stuff is, I think they're going way too ham on this stuff. Way too hard. Rules are rules, sure. I grew up with a lot of people that didn't have papers and families. They're mostly just here to work. Are they here legal? Yeah, sure they are. Does it? I'm not gonna say anything. Like you say, I'm not gonna snitch. What I think they're wasting time on. Sure, okay. If ICE wants to do their raids, get criminals, sure, do whatever you want on that stuff. But I think they're wasting resources, man. I think they're wasting resources because they're going after people. Like they're going to like restaurants or Target or whatever, getting these, Hispanic or same thing, illegals. Dude, why don't you go after the criminals, man? Sure, why don't you go after like if you're going after illegals, go after like, you know, people that are doing illegal legal stuff and are legal. I don't know. Go after the people that are like in the drug business or something, or the or you know, human and child trafficking. Go after them. Why are you guys? Like, why are you wasting your resources? Look at that. Look what happened. Someone got killed. Man, I could go on that stuff, but it's this thing's supposed to be just about like Vermilion. Sorry, I went on a little tangent on that. So, but I don't know. The thing was just gonna be about the housing. I have no idea. I actually don't know what the solution is. It's not. I don't think it's the builder's fault. It's not their fault. I think if they could lower taxes, because I think they have the ability to. I think the county has ability, and then the city, you could lower taxes. Will they do it? Probably not, because, you know, money. You need to generate revenue. But this is something I don't understand. And it could be local governments, it could be a state government or a big government. You know, they always increase their budget. Most of the time, they increase their budgets every year. And then they're saying, oh, we need more money, or we overspent. Well, it kind of sucks to be you then. Like, okay, just take the money and that's it. Don't increase it because you're taking the money from us. Because a normal person that has to do like a regular monthly budget, you know, no one's going to give them a bunch of money. No, if you can't, like, for example, let's say in town, let's say we can't buy, I don't know, like, what does a town buy? Equipment? I don't know, like what do you call that? Oh, let's say an ambulance. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there because I think that's a city thing. Let's say they want to buy another ambulance, but they can't. So next year, they're like, oh, let's just raise the property tax, or let's, you know, get more. What? Why? No. Well, you know what you guys should do is either save money, cut some stuff out, or I don't know, wait till the following year. Don't raise the taxes on us, because then we get screwed. Especially with the houses stuff, like all these houses, like right here, these are sold, but like how a lot of people are saying, like y'all, it's you know, you got the monthly mortgage, but now you got to pay your taxes, like property taxes, and it's too freaking insane. It's what they said on the bypass, they didn't say anything. They just gave a piece of paper, and they were just talking about, like, you know, how many times do you cross the road? Do you cross that road? Do you do, you know, I guess, what are your thoughts? Blah, blah, blah. That's it. And then people just gave it to the city engineer. And I think they said there'll be another meeting. So they're checking it. But one possibility they said that might happen, it's not confirmed yet. It's not confirmed because they said you have to have development. If you want, like, you know, roads and all that, you have to have growth. Which is fine. I don't have a problem. If they want to put them on ours, shoot, put them on ours. I have no idea. But they said that it might be possible that they could, if the person buys more of the land, that they could put a street. Where is it? Did he say, you know, cottage? Yeah. It might be possible. Remember, it's not confirmed. A street, cottage might cross over. So that'll be something. Now, what they'll put right here, will they put a light? Who knows? A signal light or whatever. If they're going to put something, I think they should put a roundabout. I know how to drive roundabouts. I think they're fine. It won't stop the traffic. But I also had this comment on let me find it. And of course I post this stuff on Talk of the Town, so I can never find it. Of course it's on Talk of the Town, man. Someone commented about where is it? There it is. They said they would like the speed to go up. It's a bypass, and it doesn't make sense. I'm trying to think the way he thinks. It does make sense because it is a bypass. I've had another person say that it would be annoying if they lowered the speed because that's what the bypass is. You don't want to go through town. You want to just get there fast, cross Yankton or cross whatever to Sioux City or Sioux Falls. You don't want to go into town. I don't know. I think they have to do something because there's gonna be more. If there's more development, there's gonna be more traffic. I remember in one of the meetings. It was on the planning and zoning one they had when they were talking about the gas station. They said one of the guys, I think he's on that committee. He said that you guys don't want development or this and that. We're like, no, the development is fine. We just want another exit route. We just need another exit, another entry. That's it. And then they said, we might have something in 5 or 10 years. I'm like, 5 or 10 years? What the hell? I don't know. But we'll see. It's 10 o'clock. I'm getting tired. I was trying to think. I want to just talk about some of the stuff. I thought we were going to have like a big city council meeting, so I had my thoughts planned, and it was nothing like that. So kind of doing a bunch of off-topic stuff. But no, give me y'all's thoughts. I don't know if I can find other stuff to talk about. Some interesting things. I was just testing this out to see how it goes. I got plans, but we'll see how it goes with other things. But no, I think this is where I'll end it. But yeah, I'll catch y'all guys later, man. Peace out.